I wanted to ask you about the main thing the coalition's opposing out of the budget, tax credits for mining. It'd be a big boost for Queensland. And it's not a handout, it's tax credits that will help processing and more jobs in Australia. Sounds like the sort of thing. If someone sort of explained that policy to me, I'd go, gee, Matt Canavan would like that. What do you think of it?
I'm 100% against it, Tom. Our mining industry brings home the bacon for the country. It doesn't need to have a begging bowl out. And I think the mining industry puts itself in a very vulnerable position if it's having to rely on government handouts to survive. There's no need for it to have to resort to this measure. The only reason that some in the mining industry have backed this proposal is because of the anti-competitive, anti-business, anti-investment approaches of this government. This government has massively changed industrial relations laws, making it very hard.
But these are about more processing. So mining goes well in the country.
This government,
but we just don't process.
Well, I don't believe in government handouts.
And sovereignty as well.
Solution here, the solution here, Tom, is to have a government that's pro-business. Well, sure, but I don't. They are handouts, right? Obviously, okay. One person's tax credit's another person's handout. It still costs the budget. It still means that the rest of us have to pay more taxes because we're clearly borrowing billions and billions of dollars over the next 10 years, hundreds of billions of dollars. That burden has to be borne by different people across our economy. And obviously, if we lower taxes on one group,
the difference
that
with those
means
credits,
other
though,
groups
is
have
they're
to pay
only
more.
flowing once more processing is happening. There wouldn't necessarily be a net cost to the budget, a big one or much of one at all, because you're doing new economic activity.
Well, that sounds a bit like Reagan economics to me, Tom. I mean, why don't we cut taxes on everybody then? By that rationale. I mean, why don't we cut taxes everywhere across the board? Then we'll have a bigger economy and we'll be able to pay us all back. I mean, I don't think that's a sustainable approach here to some of these industries. What we're doing here is trying to prop up sectors that have been made uncompetitive by poor government policies. The better strategy here is to lower the red tape, get rid of the regulations, make sure we go back to an industrial relations systems that we had for 20 or 30 years since the time of Keating. And most of all, Tom, invest in proper energy sources.